Welcome to Good Night Book with Erica and Nate.
There's a cat in front of there. Let me ask you this. If I were to say, okay, there's a kitty, there's a cat, and I want you to try to call the cat, and you don't know its name, what would you say, and how would you say it?
I would say, pss, 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 pss. I wouldn't say anything.
What
about you?
What if you had to say, what if I instructed you had to say, let's say you had to say kitty, 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 kitty.
Yep.
How would you say
okay.
it?
Okay. Well, that's very specific. I would say, here, kitty, 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 kitty. I would try to roll my tongue. Kitty, 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 like that.
But you do it in a higher pitched voice, right?
Yeah.
I got in an argument with somebody who claims that the high pitched part of that nobody calls for a cat like that. To say kitty, 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 kitty. That like I made it up.
Oh, that's funny.
That's not like that's what people do, right? Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah.
Because my joke was always, I used to always say, here, kitty, 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 kitty. I would teach my cats to respond to here, kitty, 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 so that I didn't have to make that high-pitched noise, because I thought it was annoying.
Yeah.
I guess it's obvious. We can just let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
Yeah.
The book we're talking about today is Earth, Space, Moon Base, a classic.
Yeah,
New York
everybody
Times
knows this one.
worst seller.
Bye.
So I have weird stuff to say about this book. This is a book that we found in a free library. Oh, it's by Ben Joel Pierce.
Ben?
No. Ben Joel Price.
Ben is in there?
Yeah.
What?
Ben Joel Price, yeah.
Okay.
I think Joel is a very
but...
strange middle name. I don't know why I think that, but I do. Ben Joel Price.
Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
So I don't know anything really about. I have no background on this book. But do you have? Do you want to do a synopsis?
Yeah. Let's do a synopsis. Okay. I wrote. This is what I wrote. A trippy tale of a spaceman, a monkey, and a robot living on the moon with monster aliens. Or are they?
Yeah, I like the question mark ending. Or are they?
Or are they?
This definitely leaves us this. I wonder if there is a sequel. Like I said, I have no contextual information about this book, but it definitely ends with the end.
I know.
Very cheeky. I feel like the whole book, I'll get to this later more, but the whole book kind of reads like, when like when we did Peter Rabbit, I had the shrunk down version, or in the doctor's office the other day, Wes and I read this 8-page version of Finding Nemo. And so it leaves out all nuance. It's just story, It's just hits you with the hard facts with only necessary, very necessary context. So it
just
kind of reads
an up and down of abandonment and death. And...
yeah, exactly. And then they found this forgetful fish named, but I would. So yeah, this kind of reads like that. There is am I missing a page?
Right. I know.
Or the last edition, the last issue of this comic and the next issue of this comic.
Right. Why do I have this weird middle piece?
I like that about it. I do like things that are a little nonsensy and we've spoken about before, but for bedtime especially, because I feel like it puzzles children to sleep. Okay, but here's my synopsis. I got out of order. Here's my synopsis.
I know. You're very excited about this book, I can tell.
A spaceman, a monkey, and a robot go on a mission to the moon and end up feeding a bunch of aliens many bunches of bananas. Or do they? I just wanted that one.
Did you try to add that again? You're jealous.
The end?
I have so many questions.
Okay, let's get with... I want to hear your impressions first, because I
mostly have questions.
Sure.
I totally agree with all the things that you said right before your synopsis, that it feels like you're in the middle of some story and you've missed the setup and there's some sequel coming. It's a little dreamy and fantastical, which is super fun. Like it's also got these really, as much as it's about like space, it's also about like a really cool underground base, and has like imagined this like secondary world on the moon, which I think is really fun in the form of like a cutaway of like a section. I love that stuff where you get to like see kind of how it all lines up. And so I thought that was really clever. And then it just kind of, it's like he's made so many detailed choices in this book. But they don't all connect in my mind. Like the assembly line for the bananas and the crater. Where is that crater? Is it even on the moon? I'm not sure. But I feel like they must be critical to the story because they're so intentional.
Yeah.
So I find it like dreamy, but also really confusing. And it didn't need to be, but like he made some very specific choices to be very, very detailed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it seems like something else shrunk down, or like that he got like word prompts and just, or
like part of like a writing class,
right? Or just found random pages, like and had to make together. A story out of them. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's weird. I want to talk about the art because I really like the art, the aliens and stuff, but it was like very familiar, and you know, then I realized it was basically Spaceman Spiff from a Calvin and Hobbes, which makes sense. This came out in 2016 or something like that. Okay. So this person's probably like not far off in age from me, so would have grown up reading some Calvin and Hobbes. The alien art is pretty crazy. Go ahead.
I know. I totally concur. It's one of my highlights too. I think it was thinking about that because you mentioned that last time, how he reminded you of Bill Watterson, and I was going through that lens, and it is hard to describe, but there's something like Bill Watterson does this. Oh, my dog was working. I'm going to mute myself. You take over what you think I was going to say.
Basically, I think that this book is cool like you are, and Nate, and I think that you're the neatest guy, and you've got I think that your ideas about about cooking are spot on. Nice. Am I close?
Still bark. Yeah. How did you know? That's really weird.
I'm kind of an empath, so.
Can you hear him? Can't tell. Yeah, he's coming through. Okay.
It might not otherwise, but because of the original noise turned on.
Oh, he's so fun. So I do love it, and I think that it's like the combination of like fantastical and like weird proportions of like bodies and heads and all that stuff that makes a comic book feel like a comic book, but also like this beautiful graphic quality to it. It's like very textured, and there is a lot of like, you know, shading and depth to it. And yes, and like the nature of the monsters remind me of like stuff that was in Calvin's space adventures.
Spaceman Spiff. Even the use of the word spaceman, actually, now that I think about it.
I know, versus astronaut.
Very sexist, Ben. Very not. This is right before Me Too.
Right before. I looked him up as we were talking. He is an artist, like a modern artist. I think that's more what he does. An illustrator and a graphic designer. He is director of Symmetria, a British greeting card company. This is not his main gig.
Interesting. Well, maybe that's why his rhymes suck so bad.
Okay,
well, I wonder,
tell me,
maybe the
what
British
do you think about
okay. The major offender here, there's two that bug me. The first major offender is aliens emerge one by one, devouring bananas until they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, is there in British English, would you rhyme those? Gone.
Aliens emerge one by one,
devouring bananas until they're gone. I mean, I guess it's closer.
Maybe. Sure, we made it work.
And then the other one is based on incoming data or data.
Oh.
Crater.
That's a good one. Data and crater.
Yeah, robot surprised at some incoming data. The monitor shows a deep, dark crater. And in British English, I guess it'd be, but I say
data.
I get confused. I get anxious going into that line because I'm like, am I supposed to say data or data? I know it's one, not the other. So which is it? Data, crater.
Well,
data.
I think if you're British, you get to say data. And maybe if you're Australian, you get to say data. Data. Also, that plot point confuses me. I'm like, why are you confused? Why are you surprised by a deep, dark crater? Because your whole mission is to feed bananas to the monsters that come out of that crater.
I don't think so.
Okay, explain.
I think that their mission was something else that they never reveal. They're surprised by the crater. The monkey kind of
improvises?
Yeah, I think the monkey's improving. You can tell because he asked for a suggestion from the audience. And we all say, banana! Do you like bananas?
I do. They have to be really underripe.
Underripe?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Like really?
Versus ripe or overripe. I like them tart. I don't like them super sweet.
Mm. I like them right in the middle there, like perfectly ripe. That's what I like.
No, how do you feel about brown spots?
A couple is fine. It's not like my ideal. My ideal is yellow, no spots.
Are your kids good at bananas? Or do you have to
yeah,
like Olive would be mortified by brown spots?
Oh no, they're great at bananas. They had a summer camp where they learned how bananas, all about bananas. No, they like banana. Yes, they're big banana fans. Usually with peanut butter or in the oatmeal. But they're one of my favorite fruits.
Really?
Yeah, for practicality, I think practicality plays a big part in my food preferences in general, I think. And banana goes with a lot of stuff, goes great with peanut butter. You can carry it around, pre-wrapped.
It comes with its own carrying case. So nice.
Handle and everything. Yeah, it's great. And you can hold it up and pretend like it's a phone.
And it makes comedy gold.
Yeah, the peel, you mean, if you step on it? Or you mean when
the peel. When people, everybody slips on.
Everybody slips on sometimes.
So how often do you read this to your kids? Is this like a fun read aloud book? Or do you make fun of the rhymes to them?
I don't make fun of them. I just do them. Now I might do it with a British accent. Now that I know this new information.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read it to them. We go in spurts with it. I like it because it's short. But then we have to do the back page. So the whole back page is all the aliens are laid out with a key to tell you what their names are.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, I like it too. It takes kind of a long time sometimes. So what we would do is Wes would just say a descriptor and I would have to guess which one she was talking about. So like
that's fun. That's a really good idea.
Is spiky. And that would kind of eliminate several of them, so then I'd guess. And I'd usually guess wrong.
Oh, that's like the Guess Who game.
It is like the Guess Who game. Mm-hmm. Have you ever, we used to play, I've never played real Guess Who, but Viv and I used to play, what would we call it? Ambiguous Guess Who. And it was more about does your person like jazz?
Right.
It's like that kind of stuff is like judgment calls.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I've actually just seen somebody model this on a social media
Me
recently.
too.
Oh, were you just like...
I was like, this is
Damn.
ambiguous. Guess who?
So you'd use the game board, but then you do your own.
Yeah. You just make like value judgments on. It can get pretty tricky though. I like, you don't know this, but it's, oh, excuse me. The pages feel nice too.
Oh, they're not
the cover
like
is
shiny.
nice and smooth. They're semi-gloss, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
What is this secret place? Yeah, a lot of these, it's all such nonsense.
I know.
And it's all like, it's like each page is a new children's book. It's like a new page for, you know what I mean? It's like ad libs or something.
Well, maybe if he's like a person who writes greeting cards, he's just like used to writing a single panel that needs to stand on its own.
What if these are all
greeting cards? Yeah, exactly.
Like there's this picture of this spaceman, a monkey, and a robot standing next to an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
The original card was just like congratulations. But then he's like, I gotta write a story around this.
I know. I do think that your original premise is probably right. He wrote a couple greeting cards, and some friends over drinks were like, these would be amazing children's books, Ben Joel. What if his name isn't Ben, but it's Ben Joel?
You know, Ben Joel, my daughter loves your card. She loves the card you sent me. You know that. You know that. You know, Ben Joel. Oh, Ben Joel's here. Hello, Ben Joel. Oh, I got your card, I did. Yes, I did. I did. And you know who loved it?
My wee one.
My wee one, little Elizabeth. Little Elizabeth loved it. Oh, do we just lose all of our British listeners? Or did we just get a bunch of new British listeners?
Hashtag Ben Joel. That's what you got to do when you post this, Nate. I think we're on to something here.
Hey, BJ. BJP, that's what I call him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I honestly don't have a lot more to say about it.
Okay, well, how about like
more questions?
Pick a favorite monster.
Oh, I'll pick a favorite.
Either
monster.
by its funny name, I know they're all funny names, or by its looks.
By its looks, okay. I like the one that looks like a mushroom a lot. And that is, Weevil Shroom is the name of that one.
Oh, that's a good
one. Let's see. There's the eye one. The one that's just like an eye. That's the one that reminds me most of Calvin and Hobbes, I think. Something about its
I know.
Extreme, it's not grotesque.
The one that's like got tentacles?
Word. Yeah. It's not exactly grotesque, but it's very shaded and high contrast. And maybe I feel like that bright purple is very Calvin and Hobbes.
I know. And it's like, I don't have the page where they're all coming out of the crater and eating. Also the one in the background with the kind of like just straight yellow eyes. Is that the mushroom one? Who kind of glares at you? In that picture, he looks a lot like the way Bill Watterson would draw Calvin. Not Calvin, but like characters in Calvin.
Would you say that you're more of a Calvin or a Hobbes?
I'm Hobbes. I like the tiger.
You're imaginary too.
Yes.
Right?
I am. Yeah. I relate because I'm only here because you believe in me. Is that how that
awesome.
Works?
Yeah. I can't get your dog to shut the fuck up.
No, he's not barking right now.
My imagination is really craving some dog barks.
Dog barking?
I guess.
Yeah, the mushroom one is good.
Yeah, those mushrooms are good. I'm freaking out right now. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I think that I would recommend this book. I kind of want to see, does he have any other books? Did you see that?
He does, but they're not about this. They're just a different... It's like he was like embracing the darkness of this book and was like, you finish it in your mind, people. Wait. You finish it in your mind, people. No.
You know who finished it in their mind? My little one, Elizabeth. Elizabeth finished it in her mind. She did. Yes, she did. Didn't she? Isn't it? That's what they say, right?
Well done, her.
Well, jolly good. Jolly good. That's really all that we have to say about Earth, Space, Moon Face. That's what I call it to us. Well, if you enjoy the show, please rate and review and tell somebody that you like about us. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Just don't tell us, okay? Don't tell anybody. Just shut up. For a transcript of this episode or any episode, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address you see on your screen, and we will send it back to you unopened. Until next time, good night, Mush. Good night, creepy old lady. And good night, book.
The end.